Manchester United's very first video magazine for fans everywhere. We take you inside Old Trafford to bring you the up-to-date news from the world's most famous football club, gossip, features, regular competitions, and of course the Premier action from the Premiership champions. If it's going on at Manchester United, you'll find a white-hot atmosphere in Turkey when the music was anything but sweet. The most famous dance routine in football, Sharpie Mania, hits the local schools. We'll also be taking a look at the stars of the future, youth and reserve teams in focus, plus captain's comment with Brian Robson, offering up some startling news.
I think Eric's running the club at the moment.
The 1993-94 season had begun with a hangover from the magnificent championship success of last season when Manchester United find a new dynasty, with new standards being set.
All we can do really is try to keep the standard of our game right as long as we can, and maybe right through the season. That is a challenge for us. And hopefully, if we win the league, and there maybe won't be a point, it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, we've set out to do what we want to do, is win the league.
Alex Ferguson reckoned this was the perfect sharpener for the league. United and Arsenal, two heavyweight contenders for the season's silverware.
Dennis Irwin, wonderfully consistent last season, gets in the cross, missed by Linegan, back by Cantona, and volleyed in by Mark Hughes. And there is celebration on the Manchester United bench. In the 8th minute, they lead Arsenal by a goal to nil, and last season's leading scorer is on target here at Wembley, Mark Hughes. Right? Oh, how does he do it? How does he do it? Ian Wright.
1-1 at full time, and then the game went to penalties, and Ian Wright couldn't match the genius he'd shown before.
And a penalty opportunity here to win the Charity Shield for Arsenal. Manchester United now are in front, and suddenly Arsenal are under pressure. Well, David Seaman, this is a rarity. One goalkeeper against the other, and Michael saves, and Manchester United celebrate. The champions have triumphed in the summer showpiece yet again.
The perfect dress rehearsal for the opening day of the real campaign. United's defence of the Carling Premiership began away at Norwich City. Alex Ferguson's side set about the Canaries like half-starved tigers, getting off to an absolute flyer.
Bits and pieces season. Irwin takes the corner. Keane. Hughes, there's no flag from the linesman. Gunn backpedaling. It comes for Giggs. It nestles in the corner of the net, and the champions have taken the lead at Carrow Road. Very untidy from the Norwich point of view. Ryan Gunn feels aggrieved. Ryan Giggs is delighted.
We've become accustomed to Manchester United with Eric Cantona.
Delightful touch, and Brian Robson in the right place at the right time, ramming the ball past Gunn.
United. Great ball from Parker. At Old Trafford. White House cross. Alistair lets it go. Nobody's going to argue with Peter Schmeichel when there's a bouncing ball. And look at Ryan Giggs go. Foot on the accelerator. It's like a Mini trying to catch a Porsche. And here comes Hughes. And that's the Rolls Royce waiting in the middle. Ryan Giggs acceleration then. He did 0 to 60 in something like 3 seconds.
6 men in the wall. It's Giggs, and it's a brilliant goal. The players in the wall look back and ask how. Those in the Stratford end will be able to tell them. Superb strike. Watson, not a good touch. Bracewell. O'Brien looks to see.
The roadshow had stopped off at Old Trafford. The next scheduled destination for United was Villa Park. Alex Ferguson was looking for more, and Villa United was a classic.
The spirit in which it was played, the speed in which it was played, the speed of the passing from both teams was incredible. And that speed and quality produced with it, with the speed, it stands out as one of the best English games ever.
Hughes gets the better of McGrath. Giggs has carried on with his run. Chance here for Manchester United, and still could be a goal. And it is for Lee Sharp. Villa now, Manchester United 1, and Lee Sharp marks his return to the side with a goal.
It's Lee Sharp's goal, but what a big thank you he's got to pay to Collins. Great play by Giggs. He holds it, lets him get in there. El Barrett's a little bit asleep in my opinion there, and that's just enough for Lee Sharp to dink it into the net.
Now Parker, Richardson there, and the header down and almost in by Daly and Atkinson. That was sliding and gaining pace off the turf. McGrath getting the better of the tussle. It's a really fascinating battle. Now here's Daly and Atkinson. Saunders has pulled away to the far post. Atkinson might go on his own. Is that crept in? Daly and Atkinson. Schmeichel couldn't keep it out, and Villa are level. Ince taking up a very interesting position. Kanchelskis here with space. Oh, close.
Oh, wonderful. This is great stuff. It really is.
Saunders with that instinctive effort, and what a goal that would have been, and a great save by Peter Schmeichel. Staunton, away by Ince, only as far as Kevin Richardson, who's lining this one up, and it hits the post! Tremendous effort. What action we're having here at Villa Park. Onside here, Ryan Giggs. A little bit wide still, Giggs. Can he do it? Oh, the inside of the post. Can you believe it? Not too long for Mark Hughes, but really that was some magical play by Giggs, and it only lacked that finishing touch. He was a whisker away. Poor Parker. Now Andrei Kanchelskis getting goal side of small for once. He's still got it too on the left foot. Kanchelskis, very, very good save indeed from Nigel Spink.
Possession is 9/10 of the law, and Nigel Spink has that at the moment.
The only survivor of Villa's 1982 European Cup winning side on the pitch. Of course, Gordon Cowans is on the staff. Oh, here is Sharp, one-on-one. Here's a chance for his second goal, and United second, and he's taken it. 2-1. And it's a glory night for young Lee Sharp.
Collins looks up. Now look at that gap. Brian Small is the main culprit for me. He ends up watching, and when Lee Sharp was given that much time, I felt there was no other outcome to it than to be picking it out the back of the net.
The smile said it all, the painful memories of injury and illness washed away by dazzling form. It's hard to keep the man down at the best of times. Sharpie's razor sharp on and off the pitch.
There's a bit of a poll going on at the moment for the worst dresser. We've got a couple of candidates, but the vote's not been put forward yet.
And the candidates are?
The candidates
in
are...
reverse order?
No, you put me on the spot now. The candidates are Steve Bruce, Clayton Blackmore, I think Pally was in there at one stage, but I think he's bought his way out of it. I think he's made a bribe to the jury.
Who is the jury?
Me, Incy and Giggsy.
And what does the winner or the loser get, depending on how you look at it?
That's it, we've not decided. As soon as we decide a forfeit, we're going to announce the winner, or the loser, whichever you want.
Very quick. He's a quick forward who picks up goals. Good finisher.
In the style of who? Who would you say he resembles?
I think probably maybe you compare him in style to Gary Lineker. He makes quick runs between defenders, plays on the shoulder of the defenders, gets caught offside now and again, but those kind of players are always that way.
And there's a little bit of extra pressure on the reserves now. The first team have won their championship. No wonder the reserves are doing so well when you consider the squad Alex Ferguson has available to him, combining that with the young talent coming through.
The reserves have been doing fantastic, haven't lost a game this season. Touch wood, that goes on for a bit. But I says that to Ryan, sure we can't lose a week this time. So I like to keep him under pressure, the same pressure I've been getting. So he feels that he's saying, oh Christ, boys, give me a break. But they're playing wonderful football, they really are.
United come forward again with Roy Keane. Lovely skills there from Cantona. Here's Irwin. Sharp! 4 minutes! 1-0. Lee Sharp, the scorer. Welcome back. United slow to clear the lines. It'll break from Maddison. And Southampton are back level. Sharp. Giggs. Hughes, Bruce just losing out on the edge, and Southampton can bring it away again, but it breaks down. Cantona, oh my goodness, magnificent from the Frenchman. Good tackle from Ince. Cantona certainly got balance and strength to match all the guile. Here's Irwin from Giggs' pass, and Irwin scores. 3-1.
Manchester United, top dogs, playing with flair and imagination, picking up just where they left off last season. The other contenders punching their weight, admittedly no match for this man. Chris Eubank, introduced at Old Trafford prior to the West Ham game. It was a knockout.
Cantona with the boots flying in his face, shields it so well. Keane takes control. Now Kanchelskis. 3 shirts in the centre. Oh, what a header! Oh, what a goal! Lee Sharp is on fire at the moment. Cantona with the tackle. Keane with the space. McCluskey off his line. Keane keeps going. No doubt, penalty. Always going to be a goal or a penalty, I think, in that situation. Could be last kick of the first half. Cantona against McCluskey, and Cantona salutes the fans. 2-0. I must say now, I think it's beyond West Ham United. They won't want to come out for the second half. Over everyone's head, Foster gets his head to it, drops to Robson. And Sharp gets another go. 2 decoy runs, and Steve Bruce scores. Now there's a rare one for you.
There is a tremendous confidence, I mean, and everybody's playing for the place. I mean, the competition's incredible. I mean, when you see the players who weren't even played tonight, which would probably walk into most Premier League teams, that's what it's all about, and it's got a cutting edge to us, and we're playing well, and let's hope it continues.
Right, it's competition time for those of you under the age of 14. Just send in 3 questions you'd like to ask any United player to that address. The best will receive a signed shirt. Questions something like this.
Where does Lee Sharp buy his clothes?
Yeah, in a team full of internationals here at United, and if you're the odd one out, you tend to get a wee bit of stick from the boys. So it's been nice. I've had a run in the team now from since America, and hopefully that'll continue.
The joke was on Gary's centre-back partner Steve Bruce in September when Jim McGregor convinced him he should start to dress himself a little bit more smartly.
I spoke to Mr McGregor, our physiotherapist, so I owe him one really. He phoned me on this Sunday afternoon and we were both going to Sports Writers dinner, which was in a hotel in Manchester. A big occasion. So Jim has mentioned to me what time it was there, and it was black tie, i.e. Dickie Bow. So I've gone along to the do, and I'm sitting on a table with Mr Souness and Mr Venables and all these top dignitaries and all the rest of it, and I turn up in a Dickie Bow tie when everybody else is in lounge suit. So as you can imagine, I felt a bit of a idiot to say the least, but I'll get my own back. It's a long season yet.
But in a long season, the unexpected can often happen. Despite the usual dose of Cantona brilliance, United suffered their first defeat of the season.
All good running by Keane, and he's got away from Kilberg. Karine improvising. Cantona with the keeper out of his goal. Oh, it's at the bar! Fantastic! Oh. Who needs Pele? Eric Cantona nearly providing a goal that would have been etched, I would think, in Stamford Bridge history. Clark. Oh, it's coming from the goalkeeper. Peacock follows up, and Chelsea take the lead.
Chelsea 1-0 winners, but Mainz were already looking ahead to the next match against Honved in the European Cup. Pots of gold waiting at the end of a successful run in that competition, plus the incentive to build on United's glittering European history. The only time they won the Champions Cup, though, in '68. Charlton's the only captain to actually lift the trophy. Some outstanding sides have gone very close, beginning in the 1950s when Matt Busby began his crusade into foreign competition. Busby's great desire was the trophy after the 1958 disaster in Munich, and although it seemed he may be denied, 10 years later, in 1968, his dream finally came true. The following year, United missed out, and 25 years on, it was Hungary, the first destination for Alex Ferguson's assault on Europe's biggest prize. As always, the mood relaxed. As always, the careful balancing act of selecting the right team, bearing in mind the foreign player restriction. Lee Sharp had been an injury doubt, but nobody wants to miss the European Cup.
Psychologically, probably more than physically. You've got to dismiss Saturday's performance anyway, and it's a pity he didn't tell us before the game how he was feeling. I could have rested him easily. On Saturday, you mean? Yes. But you know what young lads are like. They don't want to miss out.
Is that a problem this year, Alex, with people worried if they...
Possibly, yeah.
Might not own up to a few nicks.
That's right.
As always, the weight of expectation on Manchester United, on the shoulders of Alex Ferguson, and on the lightweight frame of Ryan Giggs making a European debut. United fans were expecting a party. Bobby Charlton rekindling golden memories.
The lads have been looking forward to it. It's obviously different to the league, the bread and butter stuff, and the lads are really looking forward to the challenge. We're just hoping that everything goes well on the night now.
European Cup football, as I said all along, that's one of the reasons I came. Especially with the European Cup, that's the biggest one. And everyone at the clubs just look forward to the game now.
I remember saying that when I first came to the club, that obviously the target was to try and win the league, and the target thereafter would be to keep the club on the top level of European football. At the point when I came to the club, we weren't involved in Europe or out of Europe, so since we were back in, it increases the demand from spectators, from the players wanting to be involved in that, and it means having to win the championship to get here. So now we're tasting and sampling it. I'm sure the players will want to win the championship again.
The club did get its history and its tradition by winning the European Cup. First and foremost, we wanted to win the league. We've achieved that. last year, and I think that the lads need another challenge, something to spark them again. We desperately want to win the league again, but the European Cup, like I say, is a new challenge, and as you say, that's why we all came to this club.
4 hours. It's leaving behind.
We came up journalist Nielsen. Yeah, Fleming Nielsen. Fleming Nielsen. Put against them.
I
think we're not for the old British.
Live, isn't it? Got all the best boys now. Great start.
Giggs on that far side now. Manchester United coming forward. Cantona waiting in the middle for him. Will it come to Cantona? It's a great goal! And Roy Keane has put Manchester United ahead. Oh, a good ball. Ines now. Knocks it back. Oh! And they scored! Shabanos, the defender. Lee Sharp looking to get to the byline, knock it back again. It's in there for Manchester United. And that man has done it again, Roy Keane. Giggs. Oh, beautiful play by Giggs. Cross coming in, a slip. There's a chance for Cantona. It's 3! Breakers on at the other end. Can Schmeichel get out there? It's knocked in. And Onstead have got a second goal.
I think it's marvellous to think that you come away from home, and sometimes, when you're in the initial rounds, they always seem to be the most difficult because they're an unknown quantity, but the fact that you've scored 3 goals away from home really is a marvellous start to the campaign, and I don't think there's any shadow of a doubt what the result will be at Old Trafford in a fortnight's time. United will go through this at the next round.
Corner coming up then. Irwin with it. Giggs has made a little run, a jockeying run with the keeper. Bruce has scored! Sharp's free kick. Bruce's header. He's done it again! Flagger stayed down. Shalloy goes through. Shalloy with a great chance of scoring here and does so.
It was fantastic. It was tremendous fight to go and some tremendous football at times. If you ever had to well done lads, that's a tremendous. If you want a weekend to wear a weekend
I'm very bad towards that set who is good and who is so and who win and so on, but I'm really surprised if Manchester United is not among the 8 best. I'm really surprised.
The second round draw paired United with the unfancied Galatasaray of Turkey. It looked good at first glance. It looked good at the beginning of the first leg at Old Trafford. They couldn't have made a better start.
First run of the night for Ryan Giggs. Keeps going round the fullback. Not a bad cross from Giggs. Mark Hughes reads the situation well, has little support. Cantona. Nice turn from Robson and the goal! The old maestro against Manchester United, the lead that they wanted. Alistair blunders forward. He's going to be tightly marked, bit of pinching and pushing and shoving. Little flick at the near post and his second goal! Hamza. Hakan trying to make amends. Comes to Arif, a shot and the goal! And what a great goal that was! Old Trafford is silenced. You think that the chaps in the yellow shirts are at home if you just tuned in. Arif Ball through, mayhem, and the goal to the Turks! Peter Schmeichel is absolutely livid at Lee Martin. Tugai carrying the ball, has the skill to do it alone, but this time it's Bruce who gets the challenge in. Manchester United sitting back. They've got two teams at the moment, one attacking team, one defensive team. And Peter Schmeichel is off the post, it's a goal! And the Turks have scored a third! They cannot believe it! Lee Martin. I'd say 90% of the Manchester United crosses, and there have been a lot of them tonight, have found Galatasaray heads. Cantona! Oh yes! Oh, Cantona! Just when the game seems to be running away from Manchester United, up pops Cantona, totally unmarked, and brings a smile back to the fans' faces, if not the manager's.
All I felt personally was, before the game, if we win the match, we'd have a great chance. And as it proved, over there they were ordinary in their own ground. They did much better at Old Trafford, but we were less than ordinary over there. And I think all the players just found the whole experience just too much.
Alex Ferguson got it just about right. His olive branch of friendship was ignored. This was unprecedented intimidation as soon as United had touched down. Look at Eric Cantona's face. He, like everybody else, just couldn't believe it. You could see the astonishment in the faces, and the players had got their first taste of what was in store. The accommodation and situation would have been ideal had you been a honeymooning couple enjoying anonymity and relaxation. But Manchester United personnel were marked men. The police presence was straight out of George Orwell's 1984. They were prepared for a battle, come what may.
You seem to feel threatened by the police. They seem to be. They were laying down the rules. You can't go there, stay there, come down. When you maybe went to warm up, you go now, right? There was a threatening attitude from them.
From the moment the players stepped out onto the pitch for a look around, they knew they were in a cauldron of ugly fanaticism, of unceasing passion, of deafening noise. This was nerve-wracking. The police presence was unrivalled. They knew the scores already with their riot shields and helmets, and in the dressing room, disappointment. The injured Gary Pallister and Mark Hughes left out. Outside, the dignitaries were arriving, accepting the bouquets, the applause from the partisans. Luckily, there's still room for artisans, the manager doing his best to calm the mood, showing a few tricks from yesteryear. Taught Eric all he knows. The formalities complete, the battle lines drawn, firecrackers ablaze on the terraces. Manchester United knew they had to keep their nerve like never before.
Here goes Hakan again. It's a great challenge. The Parker has turned it straight back to Kubilai. It's a dangerous looking cross, and Hakan! From Schmeichel. If Manchester United make progress in the European Cup this season, could be the moment.
There is no doubt about that. This really was a magnificent save, or you could say it was an awful miss, but Hakan did everything right, and Schmeichel threw himself, and that was absolutely magnificent save.
Cantona. Robson. Turn forward to Giggs, that's a great ball. Giggs in here! Oh my word, that was so close.
Very unlucky indeed. A good ball from Robson. Giggs took it well. He just sort of didn't hit it. That was United's best effort.
As frustration spilled over with the time-wasting tactics, Eric Cantona showed the fiery side of his nature, or relative to what United had been forced to suffer. A few well-chosen Gaelic phrases, simple as that.
The referee's had a look at his watch. He's got to have had a bit more time than this, surely. He hasn't added any, and time has run out for Manchester United. They are out of the European Cup. Galatasaray have completed the greatest triumph in the history of Turkish football. The champions of England are sadly beaten.
Sometimes if you don't talk at all, it's got more of an impact. And it was one of these nights we're all sick, you know. So it's a great lesson for them. If they'd been playing AC Milan and been 2-0 up, they would not have lost it. So therein lies a tale, you know, that you can't underestimate anyone in Europe.
Are you glad to get out of Turkey?
Oh, you bet. I'll love to get back. I tell you.
Insult to injury, Eric Cantona carpeted by UEFA for allegedly insulting the referee. A drop in the ocean compared to United's treatment. The captain has his say.
Well, over in the tunnel it was the policeman who was just totally out of order. Eric had lost his temper and I got him calmed down and I said, let's go back to the dressing room. So I walked off with Eric and this policeman joined us halfway over the pitch. And when we reached the tunnel steps, as soon as Eric went to go down, the policeman just full-blooded punch in the back of the head. So I swung round to try and catch the policeman, and at this time all the police came in with the riot shields and that, and they pushed myself and Eric down the stairs, and that's where I received the gash on the arm. Brian McClare always used to be, but I think Chalky's being brushed aside a little bit by Mr. Cantona now. I think Eric's running the club at the moment.
Cantona looks as if he fancies it. Well, it's just teed up for Cantona. Oh! A real cracker from Cantona! On the biggest stage. He is the master performer. Oh, says Alex Ferguson. Oh, indeed.
I think the word was magnifique that Fergie was stretching for, and that would describe that fittingly. Because David Seaman sees an awful lot of this. Watch. He sees an awful lot of the ball. But look at the venom and the accuracy of that free kick.
43,000 were privileged to witness that magnificent Eric Cantona goal, which leads us on nicely to our second competition. You can win a free year's subscription to the video magazine if you're the face the camera picks out in the crowd. There you go, that's the face that wins the free subscription. If it's you, then write to this address enclosing a photograph, or if you're local, pop into the United souvenir shop and claim your prize.
Hold the ball up quite well, and I'm not too quick over a long way, so just in and around the box.
Neil's done very well. Yeah, he's a striker, and strikers are always hard to find. He's a striker who scores goals. He's got a good goal-scoring record. He's a tough lad. He works hard, and hopefully he's one for the future.
Every United fan will be keeping their eye on Neil, who's helped the B team to the top of their own league.
Overall, it's the best position we've been in, certainly in my time, and I've been here just about 12 and a half years. We're in very, very good order, and from our point of view, there's some really good young outstanding talent.
Roy Keane, Kanchelskis, Cantona. Kanchelskis has continued the run, the hands go up for offside, no question of that. Kanchelskis all the way! Yes! 1-0 inside the first 5 minutes of the game. Swindon trying to mount some sort of attack. Good interception from Lee Sharp, who gets it back from Dennis Irwin. Looks up, oh lovely ball, Cantona onside, and a real chance because the keeper stayed where he was, and Cantona makes it 2-0. Sharp. Cantona, good return ball. Here's Sharp again, lovely ball, lovely header, great goal Manchester United. Bowden. Swindon just trying to get something for all the efforts they put into the game. And maybe they got one. Yes, Andy Much! Right on cue. Digby. It's a long searching kick. Well, good skills from Much. White tumbles. Penalty. Goodness me, Swindon with a real chance now. So Paul Bowden to bring them within a goal, and they have done. 3-2 now. But it's certainly not been Manchester United's most fluent display, and Swindon are trying to see if they can pull off a real shock and an equaliser, but at the moment it's United with Paul Ince. Can he keep it there? Yes he can. He seemed to lose it in his footing, but it's kept alive, and Mark Hughes has finished the game off, and the points are safe now. 4-2.
The performance wasn't that convincing, but by the end of September, United had opened up a 3-point gap over Arsenal, 6 points over Aston Villa. The pattern for the season had been set.
Sinton. Quickly taken. And Bart Williams puts Sheffield Wednesday in front. Waddle to Hyde. Shot by Nilsson, hit Pallister, and the rebound has fallen for Keane. He set Sharp away. Free to his right. And there's a very well taken equaliser by Mark Hughes. Beautifully done. The killer touch of the lethal finisher. That was well done by Keane for Cantona. Very tight, but Hughes needed just an inch and found the net. "4 minutes to go. They get back into the game.
we know we've still got to play to a high level and put the effort in. But we're all enjoying our football. I mean, if you can't enjoy playing in the team that we've got now, there must be something wrong.
Six foot two, eyes of blue, Big Jim Holton will live forever in the memories of every Manchester United fan. The big Scot was loved for his commitment and power in the air. His ability on the ground was always underestimated. He earned 15 Scottish international caps. He was a Stretford End idol. Jim Holton played it fair and he played it hard. He was the type you thought indestructible. He'd be sorely missed. The Coca-Cola Cup began as a neat distraction for a Manchester United side committed in the Premiership and at that time in Europe. It was the chance to give squad players their main opportunity. Darren Ferguson, Brian McClare and the enigmatic Dion Dublin, the £1 million man who'd been so cruelly injured against Crystal Palace last season. It was a horrendous break which kept Dublin out for 6 months. With time on his hands, he began to play the sax. Believe me, this man's got rhythm.
I've got a big family, they all play instruments, none of them play the sax, so I thought, well, at Christmas times we all get together, we can have a different instrument sort of, popping in now and again.
A return from injury, just music for Dion, who exploded onto the scene on his full debut against Southampton.
After death, Dion Dublin, the £1 million man, starts to repay the fee. Southampton are devastated, but it's Manchester United delight and it's Dublin delight.
Injury-wise, free and as fit as you ever were?
Yeah, legs are brilliant now. Injury's completely cleared up, so that's a great bonus for me.
So when are you going to get in the first team then, Dion?
Good question, it's a $1 million question. No, it's hard to get in the first team. I knew when I first signed here, that it was going to be hard to get in. I got in early doors and I scored my goal. I thought, well, things are going great for me. Then I had my injury. And so I'm really just starting from the beginning again, really.
Fair dues, he seems to score every time he plays in the first team, like this goal in South Africa against the Kaiser Chiefs. He certainly plays a happy tune, but he's got a hidden secret. I didn't know it. Did you? I thought your father was in Shiwadi Wadi, and now you're telling me it's one big
No, not at all. He never had anything to do with Shiwadi Wadi. The nearest he got to Shiwadi Wadi was he's friends with the drummer, and that was it. Somebody asked me a question, and I said, well, yeah, I think I'll tell him a little story. Yeah. So I made a story up, saying my father was in Shiwadi Wadi, which he wasn't ever, and they took it up. It was in the papers, it was on the TV.
Didn't you feel embarrassed about that?
No, not at all. I thought I'd give my parents a mention. They've not been in the papers for ages, so I thought I'd give them a mention.
United were drawn against Stoke City in round 2 down at the Victoria Ground. Dion made his mark again in the 2-1 defeat.
His shot inside Orlickson. Cross towards Dublin. Good header from Dublin and a good goal from Dublin. So simple when it came from Manchester United. Put it on the head of the big man and he'll score you a goal.
Now that night, Stoke was still being managed by the former Manchester United player Lou Macari. Lou likes a little laugh, and he was up to his old tricks in the United dressing room.
Yeah, I think Rob had been talking to Lou just prior to the game, and I think he'd been talking about the tricks he used to get up when he was at Old Trafford, and he was on about the snipping of the socks. I think that must have given him an idea, and I think he actually told Lou that I was going out after the game for a meal and that, and so Lou, I don't know who let him in the changing room. This is yet to be found out yet. As soon as we find out, I think revenge will be mine. But when I came back in, obviously I'm sat there and I went to put my sock on and the foot goes straight through the sock, and I just thought, I'm looking down for the lads. I thought it was Brian McClare because he was usually messing about, or Hintsey or something like that, And the shout went up. It wasn't anybody who was, any of the players or staff. So anyways, I found out later on it was Lou. So
were you annoyed?
I thought you're not going to worry about a pair of. If it had snipped me tie or something, I'd have been gutted,
So 0-0 at half-time suits Stoke City. If it stays like this, they're through to the next round. The chances of United staying blank are slim. The Premier League champions have only been shut out at home once in the last 12 months. statistics are right. A goal in the opening seconds of the second half. Will there be the deciding one in the last few seconds? Hughes finds McClare. Sealed it. Ryan McClare, I must say, has deserved it on tonight's performance, and does he look delighted?
That victory over Stoke City led to Leicester City in round 3. United going nap, courtesy of Steve Bruce.
There's Bruce! It's a good job they waited. No wonder they waited for him to get forward.
Owen with the outside of the boot, flicking a lovely ball out there for Danny Wallace. Wallace on the turn! A fabulous goal by Danny Wallace.
Slice clearance, and Roy Keane takes full advantage. Mistake by Howells, and this is sharp, and that's two. Delight for Manchester United, and they're following. 4 Spurs players around the edge of the 18-yard area, now 5. Other than the 2 who are into passing. And in comes Edinburgh, who gets in unmarked. And Kasky scores.
Didn't really matter. Everybody's at ease at the moment, although Brian Robson occasionally sees the fiery side of the manager on away trips.
On the team coach, we always have the same school, and it's usually Steve Bruce, Gary Pallister, myself and the boss playing cards. And when the boss loses at cards, the cards get thrown all over the coach every time. And he keeps doing it, and he keeps getting the blood pressure up, and he hasn't changed one little bit as far as the cards are concerned. In the dressing room he has now, he's quieting down a bit, but the cards still go flying. The best goal of the season, I would say, would be Lee Sharp at Everton. Not just because it was a great strike, which it was, but it was a dour game and we weren't playing particularly well in that match. And it was about the first time we'd put a really nice passing movement together. And Lee Martin put a great cross in, and Lee Sharp hits a great volley in.
Cantona. Well, that's a beautiful ball. Martin, first time, good cross. Oh, on the volley by Lee Sharp, and a goal out of the blue. Perfectly executed volley, lean back just enough.
I don't usually score sort of goals from outside the box, so you know, to catch one as sweet as I did, it was nice.
More than nice, that was a cracker, wasn't it, really?
Well, being modest, but if you say so.
We've seen the Sharpie shuffle a few times this season, and it's spreading into folklore. Ryan and Lee with an unexpected question at this school in Oldham.
Could you please demonstrate the famous Sharpie shuffle for us?
Actually, the manager's banned me from doing it, and he's got his spine. Do we believe that? Yeah! Would you like to see it? Yeah! Will you tell Alec Ferguson?
Headed away by Sharp. Here's Bardsley. In towards Ferdinand, great lead, Bradley Allen, 1-0. Cantona. Taking the bypass around McDonald. Look at Giggs. You need something special from somebody special. Eric Cantona provides it. Wave after wave of Manchester United attack. Lapping against the Queen's Park Rangers penalty area now. In goes Keane. In goes Hughes. It was inevitable.
In September, the gap had been 3. At the end of October, the gap was 11. Manchester United on a roll. They even gave City a 2-goal start.
Right to the right. Quinn to his left. Phelan making up some ground. Sheeran still on the ball, and Quinn comes in and plants another header past Peter Schmeichel and scores for the 3rd derby in a row. And Manchester City have drawn first blood here at Main Road. McMahon. In goes Quinn again! It's 2!
Oh, brilliant goal from Andrei Kanchelskis.
Coming up now for you, some very big fixtures in the December-January period. Make a note of the ones you'd like to see. January the 3rd at Anfield, the pick of the 4 difficult New Year games. Liverpool v United, a cracking fixture down the years.
Jordan. Koppel. And Alan Kennedy is in trouble. In comes Thomas. Clements has got the ball. No! Thomas has hooked it in. Wilkins to take Manchester United's corner. McQueen lurking just in the semicircle at the edge of the area there. Clements stays on the line, and the header has gone in from Jordan. 2-1 to Manchester United.
In from Robson, and that's Stapleton, and that's Moran. And United go in front. Forward from Robson. Now Augustin. Played through by Stapleton. Here's Augustin. Who rolls it past Grobbelaar. Bakari's pass. Nicely judged for Moses and Stapleton. Moses again. Muren. The goal is open and Muren finds it.
Robson. And Robson again getting it back from Stapleton. He's on his way. Can he find the shot? Brilliant goal! Lovely skill. Oh, and a ball that's through and he's onside Hughes! And it's there!
Magnificent action. Now, somewhere in this video, we've made a deliberate mistake. There's 4 free tickets for Everton at Old Trafford. That's the prize if you can spot it. But to finish with, some mistakes that weren't deliberate. See you in February.
What was it like on the pitch during that game, the Turkish game?
I wasn't on the pitch.
Of course it was. What was it like in the stand? Yeah, forget that one.
Well, just what I was saying about the previous times we came back from disappointments.
Looking forward to the big occasion, Wembley Stadium.
Well, I've played there 3 times already, so it's my 4th time. Unfortunately, I lost there twice, once to United and Tottenham. And I did win the ZDS Cup, but obviously this is a bit bigger. And
and that's the end of that one. Oh, my God. Hey, where's Jeremy Beadle?